I'm Danny Kanell of CBS Sports HQ, breaking down all 40 college football bowl games versus the spread. So I got to bring in the big hitters. Tom Fornelli and Barrett Sallee going to help me with these games. It's the Pinstripe Bowl. The ACC's Wake Forest takes on the Big Ten's Michigan State. Wake Forest, pretty strong start to the season, did creep in the top 25, then a little bit of dose reality on the back end, losing 3 out of 4, but they did finish 8-4. Meanwhile, Mark D'Antonio was on the hot seat. They finished 6-6. It was a very underwhelming season, and yet Sparty is a 3.5-point favorite against Wake. Tom, which way you leaning?
Oh, give me those points. I'll take Wake. This is a Michigan State team that has been very underwhelming in 2019, and I understand why they would be favored in this matchup based on maybe talent and the metrics of the stats, but man, Wake Forest is a better football team than this Michigan State team. The Spartans are just way too inconsistent. And while Wake has struggled since losing Sage Surratt, this is still an offense with Jamie Newman at quarterback, with Kendall Hinton and Scotty Washington at receivers, that will be able to put up points against a Michigan State defense that is not the typical Michigan State defense that we've grown accustomed to seeing under Mark D'Antonio for most of this decade. Michigan State, let's look at some fun trends for the Spartans. You ready for these? Its last 16 games overall, Sparty's 3-13 against the spread. Its last 7 non-conference games, it's 1-6. Its last 7 games against teams with a winning record like Wake Forest, 0-7. So as we have seen, Michigan State and the spread are not exactly best friends right now. They haven't spoken in a while. They're just, it's strained. It's a sad story. But Wake Forest, on the other side, in bowl games has done very well under Dave Clawson. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 bowls. This is a team that I think is going to be a bit more motivated for this game because Michigan State, I think the Spartans are just ready to move on to 2020 and start over again and maybe be more competitive. Whereas if you're Wake Forest, bowl games, no matter which ones they are still a relatively new phenomenon, and you're still excited to play it. And for some of these guys, it's going to be their last game. So I look at this matchup, and I think that Wake Forest is not only the better team, but it's getting points as well. I'll take them.
There's absolutely zero chance you could ever make me bet Michigan State and lay points at this point. You have to be insane to do that. And Wake Forest can run the football. I mean, I think you look at the Pinstripe Bowl, you always have to wonder about the weather and the snow and Yankee Stadium and all that stuff, playing in a baseball field. But as long as Jamie Newman's at 100%, that Wake Forest rushing attack is pretty darn solid. I mean, Kenneth Walker is a big-time player, a home run threat. He went over 100 yards a couple games ago. You throw in the punishing running game with that, and with Cade Carney, and I just don't know how Michigan State's going to stop them. I know Michigan State has been known for defense, but I mean, that's still tough to defend, especially if the weather jumps up and bites you a little bit. So that Michigan State offense, Lewerke and that crew, don't trust them. Don't trust them at all. I will absolutely take Wake, grab the points. I don't think I need them because I think Wake will win that game outright.
All right, this one makes me nervous, this number, because I think we're all on the same page sitting here thinking, man, Michigan State's a favorite. We'll take it. I will say this. I will wait to make sure Jamie Newman is healthy. Dave Clawson said he expects him to play, and I think the time off will be massively critical for Wake Forest. They've got a number of players. Scotty Washington, one of the wide receivers, got banged up in their last game, as did Jamie Newman, some of the defensive players as well. But for me, it's all about Jamie Newman. If he plays, I'm going to love Wake Forest in this spot. If he doesn't, then I'd probably just stay away altogether because I'm with you guys for all those reasons thinking, man, what the heck are you talking about with Michigan State? Their offense scored 10 or less points this season 5 different times. They have been a bit of a mess. That is not very good. So hopefully the Wake Forest Demon Deacons can get this one against Michigan State as we're all on that side of this one. It is the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium Friday, December 27th at 3:20 p.m.